on, guys
Hello,
and
hello.
gals?
What it is, how it is, what it be, what it ain't, what it ought to be.
Let me switch this thing over to here so I can actually see. Hi, just in time for laundry, Denise says, and Michelle Barone. Oh my God, you exist. Made it.
You guys didn't fall off the face of the planet.
Hey, Renee, what's up?
What? How goes, Renee? What's up? What's up? All right,
And Keith is under a car,
as he is.
as he does.
So, a couple of things before we get started. Bran, if you will hand me the stoof.
You want to sticker first?
Yeah.
Do sticker first. I'll hold it up.
Yeah. Give me the other one. I'll hold the other thing.
I'll do the thing.
Hand me the thing. I'll do the thing.
All right. For those who want it, we have a bunch of these with the old logo on them. We're going to try and give them away. If you all want one,
All you got to do is let us know in the comments.
that's it.
Seriously. Give a shout out. Once these are gone, they're gone. This is the previous logo. And we're giving them away for free because we're just trying to unload them. So if you want a couple, say you want a couple. We've got a stack. So it's first come, first served. They're vinyl, they're good stickers.
One thing we ask is, are we still doing that, what we talked about? I didn't know if you had changed your mind. Okay. So, we'll just mail them to you.
Yeah, we'll just mail it. Because,
Unless you are at the market or at an event we're going to be at, then we'll hold your shit for that.
Yep. If you're going to come and see us, and you know you're going to come and see us, and you would like them, we will hold them at the booth.
Keith, I will hold your stickers for you when we get to see you in Jersey.
Yep, we'll have them for you in one of our carry-ons. Or in the ship stuff, one or the other.
I need to get one of these from two of these because we have two different designs of this thing, and I'm gonna get both of them and put them on the car because I like the old logo too. But got to upgrade. We got to upgrade.
Yup. So that is the first one. If you would like them, once again, and let people know because it's first come first serve.
Once they're gone, they're gone. We ain't ordering no more until we order the new stock.
Yep. The new stock will have the insignia. So it'll be the new insignia, probably with an SMX on it.
Yeah.
All right. Next item. We're trying to also unload some of our collection, things that we are currently not using. This is an obsidian sphere. We're asking 65 for it. But technically you're getting it for cheaper because the 65 includes your shipping and insurance on the shipping, making sure that it will get there and it won't be beat the fuck around in a truck. So, 65, of course, proceeds of this are going towards things like the Alabama case that's coming up.
Yeah.
Because that one looks like it's going to be pro bono. So, this will be recouping. It will also be helping us eat while we're on the road.
Yeah.
So, stuff like this, that's not a guilt trip. That's us just, hey, if you want a stone, it'll be put to good use the money that you do the thing with. If you would like this, once again, this is not something that we usually do, at least on live streams or anything like that.
We're literally trying to rehome it.
Yep. And but it's 65. If anybody would like it, we'll do the thing. And there we go.
Cool. Stick it back over here.
And for those who were interested in the quartz sphere is sold to Melanie Thacker.
Yeah, she done got it.
Yep. So that one is off the table. We only have the obsidian sphere that we're willing to part with at the moment. That doesn't mean that we may not have others down the road that we are that we may do the thing with.
Because like with obsidian, we have a slab of obsidian that is this fucking big. I mean, get it on camera. That is this fucking big, and the sphere, we don't use spheres. We have a black quartz sphere that we use more often. But as far as that one, we just haven't found a use for it other than like a couple of things. But it's clean. We cleaned it.
Yeah, we're not giving anybody anything that has anything in it. Nothing like that.
I don't know, Al Schaefer. Do you? I mean, it's up to you, man. It's obsidian, so it's not something you're gonna burn.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want it, like I said, technically, we are selling it. Literally, you guys are basically donating money because it goes back into spirit mechanics. This isn't us doing the take home thing. So let us know if you guys are 100%. If you are, let us know here in the comments, and then send us your email address on the page. DM us on the page with your email so that we can invoice you. That way it will be yours. You have digitally licked it, and so it's yours. Next up, if anybody is interested, we're going to be doing a special deal here at the end of the month. It'll be the last weekend of the month. It's going to be something that I'm calling spiritual music theory. And the goal of this is to show you guys how it is that you receive energy itself. How it is that you are able to actually take in vibration. Some of you will be physical sensitive, so you'll pick up more of the bass of the drums, of the actual rhythm of it, and get a jolt out of that. Some of you will be more empathic, and you'll feel what it is that the person was trying to convey. Others will be more towards the intuitive and get more of an energetic jolt based off of what it is that was supposed to be provoked. So it's going to be an interesting thing, and it's pretty much just going to be a workshop / experiment. So anybody who is interested in that, we will have the details for the event. I'm going to do the write-up, and we're going to have the details of the event up by Friday.
You still have like 2 weeks
Yes.
To register and everything like that. So
Yeah.
and this one isn't going to be as cut off as the other one. I don't think, because
No.
we're, other than having to give you for those who have not been on our Discord, only thing, because that's where we're going to do it from again. Other than to give you the link, it's not going to be anywhere near as involved.
No.
So there is that.
And we won't be charging, full class fees because this is not a class.
Yeah, it's gonna be 20 spots, so it's nothing that's gonna break you or anything like that. That was the main thing. We're just trying to recoup some stuff as far as like electricity and internet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have bills to pay.
It's kind of interesting. I always, and this is, it's a little bit of a tangent, but not really. I always found it funny that I went to a Tom Petty concert, and he literally on stage, he was like, "This concert is brought to you by you."
Mm.
He was literally there putting on the show based off of what everybody was giving, and it was just for his travel expenses to get to the next show. He didn't charge a great deal of money. Half the people got in for like pennies to the dollar for this fucking thing. And it's kind of interesting how much of the stuff that we do that you guys are a part of that is literally brought to you by you.
Yeah.
We do run a lot off of your all's donations, and it's just amazing that you guys have supported us the way that you have. We really do appreciate that. All right.
There will be. I'm going to be working on. I forgot to do that today, but I'm going to be working on some stuff for We got a new provider for T-shirts. The new logos and designs will be on that. You'll here soon. You'll start seeing us at events with these on, except for maybe Scarefest because we want to be a little bit more lax. It's more of our hangout weekend and hang out with our friends and seeing people we haven't seen in a very long time. And probably New Jersey. We probably want to New Jersey because it's a little bit more of a professional event. We don't want to look like a cult wearing all of our shirts with our names on it.
Yeah.
But if we're like at it doing a house call, we'll probably be wearing our shirts. We're probably doing one of the local events, probably wearing our shirts. But there's going to be a few new designs for this new website that we're going to be working with as far as things. If you are interested in that, that'll be coming up here soon. I don't want to spend the entire time actually just throwing, hey, check out our merch, buy our shit, But
Well,
again, we got to do the thing.
yeah, we'll try to have some cool shit up. Maybe some hats and shirts and different things with different designs and color schemes and whatnot. And if you guys like the SMX meme shirts, we'll probably come up with a couple of those for you. The
Redesign the $8,000 T-shirt. We'll probably do that to one to make it a little bit one cheaper and two a little bit more with it.
Yeah.
And then probably do a few other ones.
More of the catchphrases that you guys hear us say all the time, and the shit that we rag on about it on the live streams.
But that's going to be between here and here in a couple of weeks. I've got going to be working with Mandy on that. So this past weekend, we wanted to talk about it.
It was
a weekend.
It sure was, buddy.
Let's catch up with the comments before we do that. Michelle Barone says, love you too. Keith says, sup in the garage under a car. And Renee said to him, when aren't you? Got a bunch of people that want the stickers. So we'll get those out. Randy wants a sticker. Hey, Miss Kathy, what's going on?
Who officially called dibs on the obsidian? Was that Old Schaefer?
I think he said dibs, but I don't think I didn't know if he was talking about a sticker or if he was talking about the stone. So you got to be a little bit more clear with me, man, so I know for a fact. Otherwise,
it may go to somebody else.
Drums for me, absolutely. Michelle also says, I feel it to my core. Renee Coates says, pretty cool dude. Talking about Tom Petty, pretty cool dude. He was my college professor's best friend. He walked in our class final. That was awesome.
That's fucking awesome. That is awesome.
Denise said, I just imagined you all walking up to a house looking like Ghostbusters and coverall looking things, Highway to Hell playing in the background. We've done it.
We actually have.
Except for the coveralls.
Yeah, we didn't have the jumpsuits on.
Okay, John's with the sticker.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we've literally walked up to the house with freaking like death metal playing and stuff like that. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, we're spirit mechanics.
Nice to meet you.
Just stand outside of someone's house, just yeah. Go. Oh, what's up? What's up? My name's Steve, and this is Brian, and we're here to help you out with what's going on in your house.
we may do a skit one time for that. I think we've been talking about doing some skit stuff just because we think stuff is funny and about the only platform that I can think of to do that kind of those short videos is say TikTok or something like that, and throw it up on our Facebook.
Yeah, we could do some TikToks, do a SMX TikTok. What do you think about that shit?
Why the hell not, right?
Why not? I mean, let's just jump on the bandwagon at this point.
I really want to do the coffee mugs. The one where you're just taking the sip of coffee and you set it down in the background. All you hear is, Damn it.
Fine.
AJ Bryant said, yeah, TikTok would be cool. So we'll figure that out, how to do that shit. Sorry. But we've had a bunch of ideas as far as like funny shit that we think is hilarious.
It may just be us that
Thanks.
finds it hilarious, but we will be posting this just to post it. If you guys like it, awesome. If you don't like it, awesome. It's probably still gonna wind up on social media. So this weekend.
This weekend we were at the Sacred Journey Metaphysical Market. I actually said it right.
Dun, dun, dun.
We are past due on everything, and with that particular event, and I got it right finally. Damn.
Hey man.
But for the first one of these, it was probably one of the smoothest rides of one of these events that I've had the experience to be a part of. I don't know about you. I can't speak for you, but we've been to hundreds of these, and it was probably one of the smoothest, most drama-free weekends that I've seen at one of these things.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic, and shout outs to Missy and Mandy for throwing it out there and doing the damn thing. You all did good shit.
I mean, truthfully,
Round of applause.
clap, golf claps. Truthfully, yeah, it was probably the most chill, non-fucking dramatic event that I've done either.
We've been to some hairy ones.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked at length about our experiences when we first started. No, after we got some mileage under us, we started seeing some other stuff that had nothing to do with us, but we had the I wouldn't say the privilege, the opportunity to witness.
Yeah, we can call it that.
We'll call it an opportunity.
We can call it an opportunity.
Turn it, spin it into a positive.
Yeah, we'll church it up a bit.
Yeah. Old dude with a gallon of screwdriver, about to throw hands with one of the event organizers at one of them.
And all of us circling him like a pack of coyotes waiting for him to turn his back. It was... It was a situation.
When you threatened Mama Bev, the boys literally we were circling. Because if he had swung...
It would have been an all-out dog pile. Oh, man.
I could just see Bud slamming him through a freaking plastic table. And
well, I mean, he had already said...
He was going to, but it's just the visual of that.
He's like, I was about to go to jail, boys. What? I was about to go to jail. He would have reached out, and I would have chokeslammed him through this table. Like, all right, dude.
And we've seen some where the drama from other vendors, because they didn't get the premium spots and they didn't get the best booking, or the scam artists. That you have a spirit that's attached to you. Don't go to anybody else. Come to my booth, sit at my table for $150.
Like literally in the middle of other people's readings or them walking around trying to figure things out. Like one of those people who's like at the no-tell motels that's like, hey, we'll give you a room for the night if you buy this hoorer. And just that kind of thing. I can get rid of it for you for an exorbitant amount of money. All you got to do is lay on my table for, 15 minutes.
While he gropes you and does all the stupid shit like that, which, from my understanding, he's banned at every metaphysical event in Kentucky.
Well, yeah, to my knowledge, that is the same as he should be. Because he was one that was taking advantage of women. Specifically, that was his bag.
Or the idiot that decided to book the the fuck, what was it? The Mentalist.
Oh, that.
That was a fiasco.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've seen some pretty hairy stuff at some of these events, and this was the smoothest, most drama-free weekend that we have had the pleasure of actually participating in.
I mean, everybody stayed busy. Everybody in the joint stayed busy. From open to close both days.
Yeah.
It it was great. You know, everybody seemed happy that was walking around and doing the thing, and everybody seemed to be getting what it is they needed as far as help or a reading or stone or whatever else was happening. And there wasn't any sniping. There wasn't any, I can do it better than them. There wasn't any kind of shit talk or backbiting.
We had but the cool thing that I saw, and Denise, I'm going to give you a shout out. I saw stone vendors. Actually, I don't have that. Maybe they do, and I've never seen that at any
No,
event because
fuck no. Why don't you? It's usually, "Well, here's my card. Why don't you get a hold of me on my website? I'll order it for you. You come to me, I'll give you the best deal." And it was literally, no, there's that person down there. What they might have it, or they might have it.
mhm. It was the best sense of community that I've seen at one of these. It was absolutely astonishing. We got to make some new friends. Have keep going with some friendships that we've had for a while. Have some good times.
I mean, shit. Even readers were like, "There's nothing I can do for that." Even we were like, that's not our particular bag, but you can go see, you can go talk to.
Yeah,
Everybody was sending everyone to everyone else,
yeah.
and still staying busy. I was like, wow, this is how this shit's supposed to work. It was weird.
Yeah,
It
it was a breath of fresh air.
it was surreal, but in the good way. Cautious optimism kind of went to, holy shit, this is real.
Hmm.
Probably about halfway through that first day.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that I like to see at these kinds of things. It's the readers and the energy workers and the vendors working together and try to help people. But like we said, it wasn't the largest as far as numbers, but it was busy. It stayed slammed the entire time. We had about 100 and
It was a little over 100 the first day.
yeah, and about 50, 75 the second.
Yeah.
So it was, as far as numbers, it was okay, but it was still great. Everybody stayed busy. Um, the after party was an experience.
As it usually is.
But overall, again, it was one of those things of where, you know, but before everybody went to bed, we got to spend some time with people that we've spent time with, a couple dozen times, and got to know people a little bit better, and have dinner with them, and have adult beverages with them, and
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much had an adult pizza party,
hmm
there, and hung out with everybody and networked and talked about what we did, and they talked about what they did, and everybody was like, "That's fucking awesome," and it was a great experience.
um, what was it? I get to meet two new people to doing this as far as like vending. Derek and Krista. I don't think they're on our page, and I don't think they follow us. But I think they got our cards, and I think they friend requested. I know they friend requested me. I don't know if they friend requested you.
I'm not sure. Probably not yet.
But they're starting out, and they had a really good experience as far as um, their first time vending. As far as I know, that was the first time vending.
At least with anybody that we know.
Yeah.
It was their first go. They're also going to be at the Lexington market.
They do primarily like custom scents and candles and stuff like that, and adding. I thought this was like an amazing idea of adding crystal chips to the candle.
Hmm.
I thought that was actually really cool. I hadn't seen that before, and I've got a bag of them in the car that I need to start, using and stuff like that because I did some work with them and I could have freaked them out. But anyways, let's see. Keith said he'll be back in the short. Hey, Kara, what's going on? Teresa says she's sharing. Denise said, I got 2 wives and a girlfriend. And you should. I mean, you did great, Denise. You did absolutely great. Mm. Oh, y'all staying the night at the event this weekend? That's cool. We'll probably not.
No, I mean we live close enough. That's not gonna be
Yeah,
it.
it's 30, 45-minute drive, so we just spin the gas.
We do, however, plan on hitting yesterday's after the deal though.
Yeah, I'll probably hit the bar after.
So anybody who would like to hang out after the fact can come and find us there. Because that's usually our hangout anyway. When it comes to local events.
It's like wink nudge.
If you guys want to get there and talk bullshit, and come find us at the bar.
It's gonna, and I'll be real. It's gonna be a beer weekend. I'm not drinking like it is.
I no. I I watched way too many other people hit their limit, and I'm like, I don't want my turn at that particular mechanical bull. So
Well, you did that in Nebraska, but we don't talk about that.
yeah, I did do that in Nebraska.
Let's see what else happened.
The only difference is I was off the clock in Nebraska.
Technically,
Mm-hmm. Literally, according to you.
yeah, you were off the clock. We ended up having to do networking that night. We worked, but it was more of a situation where it was like, this is necessary, but
Yeah. Yeah, damn it. I try to take a break and they keep pulling me back in.
let's see. They're talking about making sure they haven't book their room before they don't have any rooms left.
Yeah.
I wonder what the rates are there. I kind of wonder what the rates are there.
Oh, the Clarion?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be much.
No.
Yeah, shouldn't be much.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Not this day.
No. Nope.
Unless we're pulling a Shane and catting.
So, if you guys are curious about that particular thing, go ask Shane.
Anyway, 130-ish for a night.
That's not terrible.
No. If I had extra money to blow, I probably would. That way we didn't have to get up as near as early.
I mean, we don't have to get up early because they don't start until noon anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't have to get up even earlier than that because we usually leave here about 11. We usually leave here about 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which probably.
It'd be about the same.
No, we'd probably be. That'd be when we check out. We would have to drive across town to get here. I'm gonna get there.
I mean, there is that, I suppose.
But it's actually cheaper in gas than it is to stay in a hotel. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, it's not a bad bar at the Clarion. They are heavy with their hands on the drinks. It's worth the money. It's just there's a lot of families that stay. They use it as a getaway spot to go to the pool, to stay overnight and do that thing. I've seen a lot of birthday parties with
Yeah.
kids, not at the bar, but That'd be weird if it was at the bar.
Right, but the Clarion itself, uh, especially the convention center that we're usually in, birthdays and conventions other than ours, and meetings and all kinds of different shit goes on there, and then you have the white collar drunks
Oh yeah, the golf crew.
that are there at the Clarion, which is hilarious at times and most of the time is not.
Yeah, the golf crew there is kind of hilarious to me because they're all in their polos and khakis and like really expensive tennis shoes that are perfectly colored as far as whites or whatever.
And they're all sitting there drinking domestics.
Yeah, they're all drinking Bud Light or Miller Light.
It's water or boiled peanuts. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's like I can't. I might as well just drink water. I'll get as much of a buzz if I drink enough water.
I mean, slamming light beer is literally like I don't even know what you would equate that to.
Well, by the time you drink a case of it, you're full of beer and barely buzzed. But most people don't have our tolerance.
There is that. Our livers get thirsty.
It's our mental health. Wait. Did I say that out loud? Actually, no. It's more of a not anymore. It's not that mental health stuff isn't as bad with the beverage having anymore as it used to be. Now it's more of just having a good time and hanging out with friends and laughing a lot.
I mean,
God Almighty, laughing a lot.
I mean, yeah, we pretty much. I dare I say it. We grew up a little.
Shut up.
We did, man. we grew up just a little.
I'll throw a tantrum.
There's no reason to get shit slammed anymore. And when there is a reason, by God, it happens. See that?
Well, I mean, as far as a choice of substances, alcohol may not be as good, but it certainly gets you there.
That.
Whereas the other ones, I don't want to have to deal with the the legal ramifications, the
Health
ramifications, and the years of addiction. I don't need to drink. We drink enough, maybe about once a month, twice a month of that.
Pretty much. I mean, that's literally it. An occasional beer in between. But yeah, getting. Go ahead.
Michelle Brown says, "Hey, watch it. I love my beer and tequila. Can't always drink whiskey."
Yes, you can.
I can't do tequila that often. Tequila makes me sweaty and makes me really, really hot. And with the feeling of alcohol, my shirt ends up not on my back. And eventually, my pants will not end up where my ass is supposed to be. I'll just say it that way. Whiskey, I can chill.
Yeah.
I'm chill with whiskey. That's my chill drink. That's just me hanging out, chilling, having a good time. You want me happy? Schnapps.
I got him schnapps drunk for the first time.
You had never gotten schnapps drunk before.
It was the most hilarious and awesome shit.
Holy crap, Brian, you're happy. I go, I know. And vodka makes me a brutally honest, it's truth serum. For me.
Same. But usually with me, it's either whiskey or gin.
I like gin. I haven't gotten to that point on gin.
I mean, it's summertime. I may be one of those people and order a Tom Collins at some point.
I'll try it.
It's basically adult lemonade.
Oh,
Hmm.
that sounds so good, actually. Michelle, Randy says to Michelle, a little honey jack. Honey jack's all right.
It's all right. Fucking Jack Daniels, I'm kind of like, ugh, but you know,
Honey jack's okay.
Honey Jack's not terrible. Same thing with old Jimmy. I can't do Jimmy anymore.
AJ Bryant says I can't drink bourbon. I get so mean, which is totally not me. Um, I'm chill. He's chill until we have a reason to not be chill.
Once we're not,
We're
we're
not
not.
chill.
Now you can get me Irish whiskey. Now Irish whiskey is a little bit different, and yes, there is a difference. You give me a little bit of Irish whiskey, and two things are going to happen. One, I'm going to be down for just about anything. And two, if you piss me off, I'll laugh in your face, knock you to the ground, pick you up, and ask you for a shot. I turn in. My Scotch Irish does come out with Irish whiskey, and I'll hit you in the mouth and then laugh at you. All right, let's go drink.
She AJ said I had a shot of Glendalough earlier.
That's nice. Oh.
Michelle says she moved to Wolf's Pecan Whiskey.
I don't know how I feel about
Pecan.
pecan. Well, we're southern, so
Pecan.
pecking,
Pecan.
pecking.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had as much experience with Irish whiskeys. I've had a few drinks with him, enough to get a buzz, but that's about it.
Jameson's my go-to as far as that, and I like Tullamore, and which is probably my second. Of course, a lot of people don't really like the spice of Tullamore. They don't like the pepper in it. But I'm like, fuck that. It's delicious. Then you get into bourbons.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, certain bourbons have certain things and certain flavors, but
Woodford's
Woodford's
my go-to.
Woodford's a good one. I like.
You like Elijah.
I like Elijah Craig.
Eagle Rare is pretty good.
Eagle Rare is pretty good. Elijah Craig is about the only one.
Not a certain Knob Creek isn't bad either.
Tracy's Travel says, guys, I had a healing over the weekend from you guys. Can't believe how much better I feel. Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
You're very welcome.
I'm glad we could help.
As we're over here, alcoholic talking.
Yeah, just talking about different alcohols. Honestly, and this is since we're taking a moment, these live streams honestly are for you guys. So if you guys have questions, if you have things that you want to talk about, topics, go ahead and bring them up in the comments, and we'll do that. We're just kind of honestly stalling for time.
Yeah, we're talking about the weekend, and then we got into alcohol. Michelle asks, "How's the Lionsgate for everyone?"
Okay. And a lot of people are really not going to like this particular answer. Astrology, you have to be very careful how much stock you put in all of it. Because, let's just face it, there is always something in astrology to blame.
I think the Lionsgate's about manifestation.
It is, and the biggest thing about that is that if you don't get what you want, it's Lionsgate's fault. And it's like, no, that's not how this is supposed to be.
Right.
You get what it is that you are asking for. If you are shitty to yourself, notice how I'm putting that. If you are shitty to yourself, if the negativity is strong, if the depression is strong, if the anxieties about life are strong, guess what you're going to get? If you're like, okay, let's do it, let's get after it, okay, I'm ready to be over this, I'm ready to be past it, guess what you're going to get? It's a lot like Mercury. A lot of people give Mercury shit when in fact it's not Mercury that causes any of the problem. The only thing Mercury does is makes an issue with communication, which alters your perception. That's it. If you take the time to think things through before you act or speak, there's no trouble in the first place. So it's that kind of situation. Um, and I've noticed, and this is something that actually we can go ahead and bring this up since we're on this particular topic.
Okay.
This is something I've noticed about a lot of astrologers, especially recently, and especially post COVID, is every one of them barely has anything positive to say. Every one of them has something to shit talk about. And it's like, you're not predestined to have a shit life. I'm sorry. That's not how this goes. The stars did not align into a perfect middle finger in the sky just for you. So it just it's really difficult for me to take it seriously anymore. That's part of the reason why I quit doing the energetic forecasts, because I talk about retrogrades, but everybody wants to talk about everything else that's going on as far as this connection, that cross, this gate, and I'm going, that really doesn't matter. Was that really affecting you before you knew it was a thing to begin with? And that's something that you really need to consider.
Michelle said true. I was mindful of my intention setting during the first moon. That's awesome. As far as like astrology, I see a lot of patterns. That's one of the things that I pay attention to. I see patterns with people, especially people with specific signs, specific things like that. I pay attention to that. I'll watch personality traits and things, and I compare them to the other one, kind of like a working laboratory.
Well, I mean,
You know,
in agreement with you, as far as astrological signs, like your birth sign, that shit's actually legit. You literally act like what it is that you were born under.
there was been comparisons too with facial features and birth signs. It was actually an interesting article that I read. I don't know how true it is, but it was just an article that I had read because I don't have any basis to back it up, and that's kind of the way I am with most things anyway. If I read an article on Facebook, I don't have any real facts to back up other than, hey, I read an article, and it was a thought provoking piece, and that was about it.
Right.
And I think a lot of that with everything that's going on and everything that has been going on, people need to take that into consideration. It's an article. It's something to think about. Even if it's a conspiracy theory, it's an article to think about. It's not something that I need to take stock in because I don't have the actual facts in my hands to say this is 100% the truth.
It's one of the biggest reasons why we're always like, this is a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
These are tendencies. They're not exactly what it is. We leave things open to interpretation because you're supposed to come up with your own answer. And that's something else that's becoming kind of an issue.
Tracy Travels actually makes a point. I agree with a lot of people who want to. I agree with that. A lot of people want to volunteer their free will up to outside forces. This way, they don't have to take responsibility as a co-creator with the universe.
Absolutely.
That. 100%.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
literally what we're trying to say.
in a nutshell. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, it's just a thing anymore. Um, we've actually seen a lot of people recently, actually during the events of last year up till now. There's a lot of people who are like, "Tell me the thing," but I don't. Okay, well, this other thing says this, so I'm going over here. Well, cool. But why did you ask me?
No, I wanted you to confirm what I thought and what I felt in this particular situation. It's usually the way it worked.
So,
But
so I mean, at this point, and I did that over this past weekend. You didn't come to me for a reading, did you? You came to actually get confirmation of things you already knew. And I said that I sat in a chair for 6 hours and read people back to back to back to back to back. And said that more than a handful of times. And the same response every time. Kind of a head hang with the sheepish grin. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now you know. It. Go ahead.
well, I mean, getting confirmation is one thing. Because they don't have a person who is living an experience doesn't have outside perspective.
Right.
It's unless you know how to dissociate yourself, which is not a healthy habit. Um, just to be honest with you, you can't really get an outside perspective of yourself. It's the whole force for the trees mentality. So to go to somebody for confirmation of things that are going on.
Confirmation is one thing. Validation is another.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is there's been some that have come to the booth recently that the person with them, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, literally during their reading. And I'm sitting here going, shut the fuck up. You know, I love everybody. I do, honestly. But there is a time and place for that shit. And if you're
It's in the
wanting.
car.
What?
And it's in the car.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're wanting that particular person to get help, let them get help. It's none of your fucking business. Aside from that, it it just chaps my ass. It's like, leave them alone.
They already beat themselves up enough. Why do they need it from you?
That in particular.
Jesus.
There was one we had at the last market that honestly, that was the one I had to get up and take a cigarette after.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you need this, and they need to tell you this, and you need to understand this, and blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting here going, and they saw the look on my face. Well, I'm gonna walk around. You pay attention to what it is that he says. And the first thing I said to this person was, "Now the adults can talk." And the friend came back after the reading, and of course they were like, "Well, this is what he said, and I understand it. I believe it. He hit me, right here." And of course,
I told you. Blah, 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 blah. Shh.
and at that point, they go walking off, and this person suffered from severe depression, self-image issues, self-esteem issues, and anxiety. And their friend, quote unquote, beat them down to the point to where they walked away with their head down. I was livid, mad as hell. But you can't exactly chase somebody down and shake them until their eyes pop out. It's frowned upon. So, cigarette it was.
Where the hell was I at? Because I probably would have said something. There probably wouldn't have been anything that anybody could have done to stop me. I think I was out. I was taking a break. I was out taking a break.
You were the one who had taken the moment. You were outside. And Ethan was off doing what Ethan was doing.
Yeah. It's not ego at that point, honest to God. It's childishness. To be honest with you, there's certain things that I see as far as like that situation. That's not ego. That's just childishness. That's someone craving the need to be right and someone craving the need to have lordship over somebody else because they have no control over their own life. Probably their home situation is dog shit and they hate living there. They've fallen out of love with their husband and all that. But sorry. But this one's the easy punching bag.
That
That's not psychic.
no,
That is profiling.
yeah, that would be psychology, ladies and gents. But
And
it's
profiling is sometimes right.
sometimes
Not all the time.
no.
Hey, Keith. I'm glad you're back.
But yeah, it's becoming more and more and more of a thing. It's the quote unquote woke culture.
Oh my god.
That fucking word. The woke.
Get woke.
Hey
Steve, I think you're woke. All you need now, all you need now is to grow the dreads.
I don't have enough, man. I don't have enough.
And nothing against that. That as far as like hairstyles and shit, that's cool. I find that
No.
attractive on a lot of people. I just can't do it for me. I look like I don't bathe when I do that. When I have my hair that long.
I feel better. I do. I needed that, actually. I feel better. Thank you, guys.
Well, I think the biggest challenge is not being self-deprecating anymore with yourself, and also choosing those around you that aren't going to, try to cut your fucking throat
That
every time or cut your Achilles tendon every time you stand, or hit you in the head with a club every time you get up off the ground. See, I told you.
those kinds of people aren't friends.
No, they're not. They're not friends. They're not narcissistic behavior personality. That's what it is. Hey, Teresa. Glad to see you back again.
Sup? Again?
Again. But, yeah, that's pretty much what that is. It's just narcissistic behavior. It's a means to control somebody. To keep them where they want them. Not where you want them, but where they want them.
Because, I mean, you don't have to worry about losing a friend that you've browbeaten into submission.
No, it's a beaten puppy at that point. You threaten anything, they'll piss themselves and cower and crawl to your feet.
Yeah, probably one of those friends. It's like, well, if you don't, then we're not friends anymore.
Oh my god.
Let me ask the audience here. What do you think that goes over with us? I've literally cut off an entire half of my family.
I can't deal with passive aggressive, let alone that. And that's just somebody who doesn't know how to take rejection 9 times out of 10.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they don't want to give the option for yes or no answers. They want to do the thing because it's a fear of somebody saying no, and it's something that they really need or something that they really want. But ask me fucking directly. Or I swear to God, I will passive aggressively tell you no.
Well, no, you won't.
No.
No.
Depending on the person.
Right.
If I totally understand the situation, I'm there for the person. But if it's one of those situations to where it's like just throwing it in my face, but let alone somebody who is going to browbeat me into the fucking ground. Spite's a hell of a motivator for me.
I'm just too old for it at this point. At least at heart, I'm way too old for it. The old man is strong. Fuck you, kids. And that's literally you. There's no poker face. Especially if I'm not wearing my shades, there's no poker face. I will look straight through somebody like they don't exist. Like, no, I'm sorry. Who are you again? And what do you mean to me?
Childish.
Go.
AJ Bryant says no bullshit for sure. That's about it.
Cool.
Tracy, double thumbs. Yeah, this weekend's gonna be a good one, I think.
Well, I mean, the market always is. You know, the Central Kentucky mystical market. It always is. You know, it's run by decent people. It's got a bunch of decent people that participate in it. You know, it's always a decent time. It's always a good vibe.
I think going to try and visit with some of the newer vendors and stuff like that this weekend a little bit and be more welcoming as opposed to me off in my own little world.
What do you mean, dude? You're always the one who's out.
Not with new people. Most of the time, it's not the new people. It's most of the time it's the ones that I've seen 6,000 times. But I don't really talk to the new people unless I've seen them at least twice. Kind of like the Reiki chick. She had been there a couple times. So talking and trying to get the hey, this is what's up as far as this stuff, blah 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 blah. I haven't seen the stone vendors more than twice. That's been a rotation of those periodically.
Right.
The ones who did the ocarinas aren't there anymore, so
Shocker.
so there's a lot of new faces, and I have a hard time warming up unless I've seen them at least twice. So,
whereas I'm like blind and don't care. Because I have no idea who's there unless I walk around and I'm close enough to see.
mm-hmm.
Unless one of the guys tells me, so and so's here, cool. And then I go find them. But otherwise, I have no idea.
I doubt Tiff will be there this weekend. I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna say I doubt it. She might want to catch up on rest. Cause she's not not doing too hot. There we go.
So we'll see. She may pop in. Marine Wolfgang may show up.
Oh yeah.
We better see his big ass while he's here.
Just talk to me, man. Just talk to me.
I want my fucking hug. Wolfgang is a ginormous and
German.
huge German, and one of the sweetest dudes.
He's a music teacher, and I find that absolutely amazing.
He's actually a accomplished pianist and teaches piano and music theory at a school and is a session musician as well. So he sits in and does all kinds
private
of cool
school
stuff.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me wonder, like, he's offered the next month, so
Yeah, we may be able to get something going.
oh yeah,
I wouldn't mind it. But
we'd have to rent a piano.
we can go to Doo-Wop and get a fucking keyboard. Seriously, for like $20.
They're still open. I haven't heard of Doo-Wop being open in a minute.
Fuck, man. Shit, we could probably go to like Walmart or something and get a keyboard for like $20.
Let's see. Other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on other than class. We got our Alabama case next week. First week, we may try to do something the first week of August because I think we got that one open. No, September. Sorry, I think we got that one open.
No, we don't. That would be Labor Day weekend.
We might do something on Labor Day, but not like this. Might do.
No, if we do anything that weekend, because we always take holiday weekends off. So if we do anything that particular weekend, it's literally just going to be a hangout.
Grilling with the mechanics.
Yep.
Then we had the market, and then the week off, you're gone. And then Perry Unity. We are narrowing to the end, man, of our busy season.
I mean, and it's going to pick up
Again.
Where can we really call it narrowing to the end of the busy season? Our busy season hasn't ended and probably won't until November.
And then it probably will pick up again.
Which
I'm down. I'm down. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
why not?
Why not? Right?
Why not?
We were off and slept for a year, man. What was it? I know you weren't.
I wasn't. that one day I'll have a vacation that's actually a fucking vacation.
We had one in Nebraska. We did do promo. We did do a set of promo shots, but mostly it was fun shit.
Yeah.
And then we did work on one person while we were there, but they were being eaten live, and had fun with Amy, and that was about the extent of quote unquote work. Most of the rest of it was sitting on the porch drinking beer or taking naps.
There is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. It was weird, actually. Because
we started with Team 2. Team 2 started up that week.
And here's me the entire time. I'm like fucking nervous. And they did really well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that whole thing. It's kind of like the dad that finally lets their kid go out and drive by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
don't wreck the car. Don't wreck the car. But they did really good. They did really good. That's California.
Yes.
Probably when we get another one, if we get another one like that needs a consult like that, probably start rotating them out like that. I'm just talking aloud, and everybody can hear me. Because there's a few that it needs your or my expertise, but there's other ones where we need a little bit more obscure. Sick 'em, Davis.
Fucking right. Get 'em, skid 'em. Sweep the leg, man.
That's really good as far as facilitating all that, and I was really proud of the situation. I was like, yes, y'all do it.
Finally.
The Rock. But yeah, we're training. Team 2 is going, and
we've got a couple of trainees.
Yeah, we're going to be starting the training on trainees. Well, one's
one we're waiting on health issues.
Yeah. The other one, I wouldn't call them a trainee yet. Well, the one I'm thinking about, they're learning, they're mentoring and things like that. If they decide to do the thing, fuck it.
We do
they have talent.
Oh yes. That him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Tyree, we can give him a shout out. Mr. Tyree, Steve Tyree, is our newest trainee. And you might be able to see him work this coming weekend,
maybe
if he's able.
Yeah, if he's feeling up to it, absolutely, put his ass to work.
Fuck yeah, come on,
do this thing.
If you see this later, Steve, yeah, stop by, buddy. Expect not to leave.
This is the Hotel California, man.
It sure is. And he's taking a deep dive because Davis is the one mentoring him. But Davis suits, so that's the way that works.
All right, y'all have any questions? Anything you all want to talk about? Anything you all want to bring up? Any theories? Any thoughts? Shit, throw them in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to keep rambling about stuff that's going on. If you all ain't got stuff that's going on as far as like things y'all want to bring up or ask, we're probably going to end this at 11 o'clock. So we got 45 minutes.
Yeah, y'all got us. If you guys have something and it goes over, that's fine. Because we're talking, we're doing the thing with you. Because once again, these live streams are to spend time with you guys. So this is about what you want to talk about, what you want to hear us ramble about. Oh,
Y'all good with dream interpretation? We have a little bit of experience with it. Steve's all right with it. Downplay a little bit.
how you do things.
I know how to do it a little bit. Keeps dreaming my glasses are broken. Or get broken.
Okay. So what's the context of one of these dreams? Because I need a little bit more than that. Who was this?
It's Denise.
Okay.
Sorry. Keep dreaming my glasses get broken. Cost is not an issue, but time to wait is. It's all very random. So, what do your glasses do for you? What I mean, that's just anybody.
Yeah.
A kid playing and it breaks. What's another one? But I mean, like fall asleep in them and they break. Hmm.
It, by the sound of things, it is you feel as though you are either being kept in the dark about something or you are on the verge of understanding something, but you're not able to perceive it correctly. Um, the other thing is that it's your security blanket is being taken away.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things in your life that are changing or have changed that you weren't ready for or would like to change in your eyes, quote unquote, but haven't yet. And the quote unquote dream is being shattered. So the way that you're viewing life currently is probably not where you would like it to be, or it is a situation where um, things aren't coming to you as they should as far as thought process.
Mm.
Um, so you're trying to understand somebody, or you are trying to understand how things work in a certain way, or you're trying to understand why a certain thing has happened to you, and you can't make sense of it.
Okay, I understand the sentence, but I don't understand the last word in the context of the sentence. Recently learned I am start.
I am start.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm kind of like what?
And the next line was scared of learning. Oh, she's afraid to start learning or learning with us. That was one of the big fears that she has because it works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is. I think my thought behind it was this is a drastic change in your perception. Glasses are for us our way of viewing things physically because that's the only way we can actually view shit. Um, I think it's one of those situations to where it's like the world that is before you, like he was saying, is changing, but your perception on how you see it just goes. because like if we don't have our glasses, literally me and you do not have our glasses. Well, you can move around. Me, I can't read. I can't read nothing. It's shapes. Like I can tell there's a screen there. I can tell there's windows in the screen. Me tilting my glasses down right now, looking. I can tell by the body language of the people that are on the screen. That's me and that's Steve. I can't see Steve's face except for the blur blob of his beard. I can't even tell that that's my face except for the hair on the top of my head. There are no words. I can tell that that's a somebody liked a picture, but that's about it. So glasses for me are a lifeline because I can't read, I can't drive, I can't do things because I have to have them. Uh, hold on just a second. Renee said, "I just tired. I'm just tired of the fire dreams with my nana and trying to save her. I think the damn red door's back. It keeps moving on me when I try to get in a different way."
In all honesty, and this is me saying this with the most love possible, you probably need to talk to somebody about survivor's guilt.
Actually, go to a counselor or a therapist on it. Maybe not a psychologist to get medicine, but actually go through that process and actually talk to somebody about it.
Because whether you knew the person or not, they were a part of you. And at that particular point, now there's not the chance to get to know them. There's not the chance to meet them. There's not the chance to progress in a relationship. And because of that, you can still suffer from survivor's guilt,
Yeah.
just as if you knew them.
I mean, my recommendation on that.
Same,
Definitely.
yeah.
I think a therapist more so than a psychiatrist, but just somebody to talk to. And
Even just a grief counselor.
I think she's going to end up talk to Keith about it too, which is cool.
Do things.
Oh yeah. Trying to think.
About.
Things, stuff, stuff to talk about.
The kind of going back to Denise and in that particular situation. Truthfully, there's nothing to really be afraid of. And when I say it that way, it's not that I don't understand why someone would be. Because that is a serious thing when shit starts to click and it shouldn't, and things start to work in different ways that they haven't, you know, and all of a sudden the life begins to change in very drastic ways. So it's a very common thing. There's a fear moment that every person that gets into any kind of practice or metaphysical path goes through. And some people have multiple. I had mine, he's had his, you know. It's a thing. But at the end of the day, usually when we're afraid of things in this manner, at least as far as uh, moving forward with things metaphysically, it's because we feel as though we are who we are is going to be lost.
Mm-hmm.
Who we are is going to change at its core, which is bullshit. That will never happen. You were always meant to be who it is that you are because that's who you chose to be. So you're not going to change at your deepest, darkest core unless you want it to change. Metaphysics is a skill set, it is not a way of life. Metaphysics is there to help you progress through life. to help you convey certain thoughts and certain wavelengths to other people. For a lot of people, it's for a direct connection to the divine and how to experience that relationship. It has nothing to do with changing you as a core person.
Denise said, I have the world's most amazing husband. He is supportive, but I think he thinks I'm crazy too. Here's the situation with that. Have you asked him, or are you just making an assumption? Are you making a statement on his behalf as opposed to him actually saying those words? Because then that's your again that goes plays into your fear. Because he's supportive, he will support you. He's the most supportive husband. But if he thinks you're crazy, that's not being supportive. So that's your fear as opposed to his action because he was right there in the midst of the whole thing this weekend and was right in the middle of all of it.
Never said an untoward word, never rolled his eyes, never had an issue.
No, not one, not a single thing. Because you want to know why? He's been his friend for a minute too. So he understands the short and skinny of it.
He knew me, he knew Davis, and both of us are weird and into this shit. So
yeah. So
know.
that's pretty much your fear. And it's a fear of being not perceived as normal.
I'm a freak.
I'm different. I don't want to be different. I want to be normal and I want to have a normal life.
Well, with me, and I can't speak for him, but I'm gonna try. But for for us, this is normal. What's so different about it? Everybody has their particular gifts, and everybody has the same ability to do similar things that we do. So why is it not normal?
Then why are you holding on for just a second? She says, I've always been different, but totally cool with it. Then why are you stressing it so much?
I mean, that's kind of point blank, but it's true.
I'm not, and I know how you are when I say things to you. I'm not trying to be mean. I swear, I'm trying to be supportive and give the actual logical answer with the whole thing. I'm not trying to twist your arm in one direction or the other, whether you want to go down this path or not. I'm just trying to help you to understand from a logical point of view, as opposed to fear. I grew up in fucking fear-based religion.
You sure did, buddy.
The first 3 years of learning from him was overcoming that.
And truthfully, and this is me calling you out, but not calling you out.
Go for it, like shit.
But truthfully, the particular epiphany, even though we've talked about it for years,
mm-hmm.
uh, you know, both through mentorship with me and doing what it is that we do as a team,
mm-hmm.
The epiphany moment of shit, that's what it is, actually hit last year.
Mm-hmm.
He literally, talked to me for literally an entire night. Dude, I had the moment where everything clicked. And it finally made sense to me. I'm like, I know, man, it's cool. Get it. Because it's that kind of thing. Every metaphysician questions whether or not what they're doing is A, real, B, right, and C, for the good of everybody around them. Every metaphysician wonders. So it's okay to have those kinds of fears and moments.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I mean, there are certain things that didn't hit me. I was out of training with Charles, and honestly, just starting to work with him years ago, and certain things started to click for me, like they just clicked for him a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
For that very reason, because once again, I grew up in that particular kind of thing too. It wasn't necessarily fire and brimstone, but it was it was guilt on Calvary, you know?
Oh yeah.
It
Mine was fire and brimstone. You're going to hell. His was he's a sinner,
Yep.
and
You're not good enough.
you're not good enough.
You're not good enough.
Oh my god. Mm.
And it was one of those things of, you know, it literally took me getting told, and I mean told, literally in my fucking ear by the Lord Almighty Him fucking self. You're not meant for a pew. Get out and do what you're supposed to be doing. You will not help anybody where you're at. Before I was like, okay.
I get the memo.
And at that particular point, I was scared to death. I mean, you got to think, you grow up in the Methodist Church, which is literally about the process. Here is how to be a good Christian step by step. That's literally the reason why they're called Methodists. You have that kind of life and upbringing, and hearing the same songs every Sunday, hearing the same sermon every Sunday, going and doing the same kind of piddly outreach, and I hate to say that, but it's true, you know, because our church was a traditionalist country church, so the outside world was scary to a gated community. And you go from that to leave everything that you fucking know behind and get out and do the thing that I ask you to do. Well, what is it that you want me to do? I want you to talk to people. I want you to show them that I exist through your actions. All right, let's get it.
I think I've talked about it before, but my particular thing was just that I've come from deep South country church, hellfire and brimstone, and the sermon is screamed at you.
It's
Literally screamed at you.
fear him to the altar.
Fear him to the altar.
Yep.
And always the only way and always the right way. And you go through that entire process, and at the end of it, you don't know how to people. You don't know how to.
Everybody's a threat.
Everybody's a threat.
Sinners. Sinners everywhere.
And you know the whole situation of part of the reason why I started going to the independent church that I went to, the pastor was a lot chiller. He was way more chill, and I got into the music, and then you know this stuff started as far as like things, and it was curiosity that pulled me away to go down the path that I'm on. It was just curiosity. I've got to know. I've got to figure it out. If I don't figure it out, I'm not going to be of any benefit. So I'm going to take my time and go away. I'll eventually come back, and that was the excuse you tell yourself. I'll eventually come back, but right now
I gotta have my moment.
yeah, I gotta go figure it out. And then as I was figuring it out, it was like it struck me. It was like why I've talked about it before, but the way people are treated and the way people are reacted to when people come into the building, it really bothered me. And when we started doing spirit mechanics, you know, the habit of that, of seeing that, that took a couple years for me to break that. Basically, me just ducking out
Yeah.
of certain situations.
Yeah, because I mean, when we first started, and there's some things that he cuts out on, but I can kind of understand now because it's just triggers. But when we first started, I would start to talk and he would leave. And it was one of those things of it was a different upbringings and different understandings, and you know, it was like, dude, what the hell? And well, I don't know, man. That's fine. We'll get it figured out. Because I was always one of those. Always. You had the cliques, as every church does, but in a Methodist church, they're obvious. Like there's pews in between entire families, and there's only like four families in the church, and they fill all but the ones that were separating. It was that kind of shit, and I'm like, so what's your name? Cool. Handshake. Awesome. Glad to see you here. And I would get the weirdest looks, not dirty, but the weirdest looks of, why is he touching that person? It was fucking strange, but I've always been that person. I have to have people feel safe and welcome. It was just something that Papa instilled in me. If I think he told me once, actually, I think it was the day I got baptized. I was 13, and he'd give me that pocket knife that I carry.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, boy, anybody walks in this church, you shake their hand. Doesn't matter what they're dressed like, doesn't matter if they bathe, doesn't matter if they're old, if they're young, man, woman, child, you shake their hand. Yes, sir. You understand why? No. And he said, one, the situation is not equal for everybody. They need to understand that you are someone in their corner. Next thing is, they need to understand that God's for everybody. And it has nothing to do with what's preached and who they sit by. Yes, sir. So, I took that shit and I applied it to spirit mechanics. I just can't, man. It literally makes me uncomfortable when people walk around lost and shit. That's why half the time, whether anybody stops the booth or not, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Your first time coming to these kinds of events? Small talk. Freaks them out. Well, what do you want? Nothing. Just want to talk to you, fuck.
I think the trained up in the ministry mindset. And it's kind of like over the weekend, I got flat out stonewalled by someone in a reading, and I looked at him square in the face, and I was down on myself a lot because I'm decent at what I do, and I only thing that I got were two things, and they were
There was a strong no.
yeah, there was a strong no, and I went, "Here's your money."
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't want to. I took up your time and I took up your energy and blah blah blah. No, here's your money. I can't. I'm the only thing that I've got are these two things, and you. It's not any help. You're looking for a particular answer. I know you're looking for a particular answer. And when I handed their money back, I asked them, I'm like, "What is it the thing you're looking for?" And the eyes start welling up, and the tears start to come, and they shoved it back. And I went, I figured.
Yeah. It's a thing. And
But that ministry mindset of, yeah, we have to charge in order to pay for our booths and pay for our expenses and things like that. But I'm not going to take money from somebody and not receive anything.
it's literally our policy.
Yeah.
If you're wanting energy work directly, you know, we don't ask for it in advance. It's no. If you're wanting a reading, we don't ask for it in advance.
Mm-mm.
You have to feel better. You have to get something out of it. There has to be an exchange. Otherwise, no, don't do.
Go to somebody else you can.
We'll point you in the right direction. We'll even walk you over there and tell them what happened. Well, we tried. There's nothing, we got. There's nothing we could do. maybe you'll have better luck. It, because, I mean, both of us are that way. It's about making sure that people are happy and healthy. They're safe. They feel like they belong in their own skin. And if we can't make that happen, we will find somebody that can every single time.
Anyway, Carol says the first step towards one's weirdness can take courage. The first step really isn't so scary. It opens doors and I can personally say at last I have people who understand me and accept me. This has been the benefit of the SMX classes.
Well, thank you very much. We're glad we could help you. Seriously.
Shelley says in a comment to you, actually, you listening to The Voice. That's amazing. So glad you listened to The Voice. And Denise says, good job, man.
Well, I mean, that's the point. You know, it's a relationship. You know, it's one of those situations of call it whatever you want. I went from being Methodist Christian to being an omniist. So the divine by any other name is still the divine. God's just the easiest word for me to use because it's the one I know the most. But it's one of those deals of your gifts aren't going to work without that relationship. What do you think your intuition is? It's not you talking to yourself. It's that tap on the shoulder. Hey, pay attention to this.
Yeah.
That's literally the thing. If you don't listen, then you don't have a true intuition. But I do appreciate that. And thank you very much for... Because it's really weird. I'm grateful for it. I hope I don't sound like I'm not. It's just strange to be, um, you know, that avoid for that because I'm usually not. Half the time, people are like, "Oh, he's talking about God." Fuck, and it's like, yeah, yeah, I am. That's how this shit works. So it's kind of refreshing, and honestly, for me, that's what's scary is being acknowledged for doing the right thing. When for the longest time, even by my own church and everything else, it was that's bullshit. That's not real. And I'm like, but you teach it. So, thank you guys again.
Yeah, that specifically. How do I do this thing? I have no idea. Cool. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, that was his church.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones that does the laying on of hands and the calling people to the front and the calling down of God's presence and for healing and deliverance and all that stuff. And I hear talking about quote unquote prophecy and all this and that, and I'm like, how do I have the thing, how do I work with it? I have no idea.
What do you do with that when you get that particular bit thrown in your face?
This is literally what kind of church you go to. How do I do it? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Can't tell you.
What?
Like, really? And it's not to, and just as a sidebar, we're not bashing
No.
religion at all. Religion's a gateway drug. It seriously is. That's the point. A lot of people bastardize and abuse religion, but it's actually supposed to give you the tools that you need to carry on a relationship. That's it. That's it. That's all. You know, it's just people get bogged down in it and the motion of it as opposed to taking it for what it is. You're literally going to school to learn philosophy. You're going to school to learn how to speak the language. Take from it what you need.
My favorite ones, man. My favorite ones are the ones that talk about, because it was the what they call quote unquote slaying spirit. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's an experience. It's
It
definitely an experience.
it sure is.
It just depends on if it's an authentic one.
Now, keep in mind, some, definitely not all, but some people have this particular connection.
It's where your senses are overwhelmed and your legs don't work no more.
You can literally feel the presence working through somebody.
Oh yeah. Now I've seen people get the shit slapped out of them.
Well, yeah. Uh, you would. I think I saw that once, like once, and I was like, "This is hilarious." But yours was probably 10 times worse than what I've seen.
So you've probably seen the Benny Hinn one,
Oh, of course.
and the
Where
one
he's
where
like
beating them with beating him with his coat.
with the fucking coat.
I sat there. I've literally watched a person just, all right, shut your eyes, okay, and then this far away, and the person just black out. And I've also seen forehead.
Just lay him out.
Just palm, forehead, basketball.
And see, that's the thing. You know, if it takes too much in the way of theatrics to get a crowd going, notice how I put it. If it takes too much in the way of theatrics to do that kind of shit, it's not legitimate. If you can stand up and be in the middle of that moment with that person and nothing else exists but you, them, and your flavor of God,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's legit.
I've seen some interesting things in my experience of going to church. However, because of the stereotype that people have with Pentecostal churches, that the one that you're all probably are thinking about are the mountain ones where they handle snakes.
Yeah, the snake handlers. Yeah.
You get bit by one, you're not supposed to die.
God's supposed to save you, and if he don't save you, you were too filled with sin. No, no.
It's almost like the freaking witch trials. You know, tie a rock to your thing. If you bubble, you're a witch.
Right? Like, jeez, no. If you scream when you're set on fire,
If you
you're a
scream when you're
witch.
set on fire.
God, this is horrible.
Even
And
though I would love to have the stretcher rack on me right now.
you're telling you to go see the old doc.
Like I have money to do that. Yeah, it's a hard pass when when you've experienced some of the others. I mean, like I said, I've 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 watched some things happen. An experience with one of my uncles that I can't explain. I was a kid though, so you know perception is different than it is now.
Right.
But you know, I fall off the back of a tractor. I've got a gash down my side. He puts his hand on my side. My side heals up. You know that kind of stuff. And then you know over the years of there's some other things that happen, but just to watch him when he is in church is was part of the experience for me because everybody's doing the thing, he's getting into it, he's going with the music, he's going after the thing, and when the preaching starts, the entire time throughout the entire service though his eyes are closed. His eyes are closed through the entire service. He's doing tithes and offerings, he is passing the plate, and then he sits down in his chair in the pew, puts his hands on the pew, and his eyes are shut. People go up to the altar. He walks up to the person. His eyes are still shut.
It's just cool stuff. It's
So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
it's kind of like Papaw. You know, I keep bringing him up, but there's reasons. You know, he's
You have your specific spiritual inspiration. Honestly,
yeah, he is.
yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have taken any of this seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And it, he still says to this day he has no idea how to witness. Like,
Bullshit.
yeah, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to witness. And literally,
That's all he does.
that's all he does. Like, no joke, y'all. That's all the man does. Seriously, even when he's just hanging out and like there, like when he was over here helping with the deck and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's literally all he did. He'd sit there and he'd talk, and then he'd get quiet, and then he'd talk, and he'd get quiet, and the entire time, as soon as he said something, you knew for a fact who was backing him.
Shannon Nolan said, "My grandmother had the ability to stop bleeding, to save my uncle's life. His blood didn't clot naturally."
That's cool, actually.
I remember old folk remedy called blowing out the fire.
Yep.
It's old Appalachian, but just you get a big nasty burn like a grease burn or a grease pot or something like that, and one of the women would grab you, pull it up, and then just blow on your arm, and then the blister would go away.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. You might have a little sting, but the blister would go away.
This is some of the shit, man. You know.
Y'all have anything else? It is 8 minutes till. I'm going to try and keep these to about 2 hours unless you all have stuff to talk about or you have questions that you all want to bring up. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep everybody up all night. I'm tired too.
I'm not. I got my fucking back popped today and got my neck set back on my head. Vice versa. Because I was flipped every which way on that fucking table today, and I'm like, Daddy. Yeah. More of that last one. It's great because it's that kind of office where you're right out in the open when you're getting adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great when everybody in the office was like, that was a good one. We heard that shit all the way over here.
God, that would be so amazing. Well, I gotta readjust your neck. Just get my back. I don't give a shit about my neck right now.
What else y'all got?
They being quiet. Got 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Y'all being quiet.
Yeah.
Quit dropping shit, Steve.
I can't help it.
Open your eyes. Shut your eyes, Steve.
Hey, I'd probably actually be able to see better. Oh. But, what?
Cynthia Atkins says, my boyfriend sometimes when he touches, it can hurt. But I'm thinking he can heal people if he knew what he was doing.
That's interesting.
He has a knack for knowing where I hurt. So he's medical intuitive. Nice. Yep.
That's exactly what that is. It's medical intuition.
Either that or he feels the heat.
Which either way, he would be an excellent candidate for things like Reiki.
Actually, yes. Very much so. Masui or Sacred Flame or one of the other disciplines.
Tachyon, Kundalini. I mean, there's a number. He doesn't have to go directly Usui. It's just whatever he's comfortable with learning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he'd be pretty adept at it, if not excellent at it, by the sounds of it. Because the best Reiki practitioners out there are medical intuitives.
Nice.
That's pretty neat. I am noticing too that there's a lot more medical intuitives actually starting to pop up.
Well, there you can say that with the big medical scares that we've had for the past almost 2 years.
The awareness is higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it opens the mindset to those particular things as opposed to what we were growing up on, which was physical sensation or just the physical movement of energy. So I could see it being a thing with it being more medically minded
Oh
recently.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty cool though. It's good. I like hearing that shit.
Well, uh, Denise said it's slightly less taboo lately too. There is a certified practitioner at the hospitals, at every hospital in Lexington.
Excuse me.
They call it Healing Hands.
Yes.
It is. They are a certified Reiki master that works for the hospital that does this.
They've actually started teaching up to a master's degree in holistics and Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally get a full-on college degree in Reiki to be a licensed Reiki practitioner, diploma and all. Um, and it's pretty neat. Um, they've actually found that Reiki healings can actually help with cancer. It can help with multiple types of physical ailments, breaks and burns and things like that. It can even help with psychiatric issues, depending on who's working.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's actually scientifically proven to work at this point. That's the reason why they're actually allowing it in schools. So it's pretty cool.
Get your master's degree in Reiki, Steve.
Fuck that. I did enough. I've done my time. I'm certified in a couple different forms of Reiki. I don't need to go to school for it.
I'm just certifiable. Oh. I just need some. Denise says I need some Reiki. There's plenty of practice. I think Bailey is a practitioner that does Reiki there. I think her name is Bailey. Pretty sure it's her name.
I don't know, man.
There's pretty much any person you go to at any of those tables will probably have at least their second degree. But main thing I need is somebody to like throw the bows into my back to get the muscles to let go. Just
Well, I mean, I could hammer fist your back.
yeah, Keith. What we were just saying.
What's up?
You said hospitals are using it more too. Yeah,
Yeah.
they call it healing hands.
At least around here. I don't know if that's the program throughout the country, but at least around here, yeah.
See, Denise, you said you need Reiki. We don't offer Reiki. We can do energy work. That's the reason why I was like, well, you need Reiki. And that's why I was like, there's plenty of people there that can do Reiki if it's what you feel like you need.
I mean, technically, we actually can offer Reiki, but there are people that do that primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we utilize certain functions of it, they do that primarily. That's their gig.
Hammer fist my back.
Yeah, good.
Just drop the bow. Let me lay down and you just drop the leg.
I'd split you in half, dude.
And then Tip would come out of that room. What the fuck is going
I think Brian's dead.
on? No, I'm still here. Just put my torso back to my leg. back to my legs. I'll fix it here in a minute.
250 pounds landing on you at one time. No, man. Split you in half.
Just attach my torso back. I'll fix it here in a minute. Just let me have this. I can't feel my legs, Lieutenant.
Say, can't feel my legs. It's awesome. This is the greatest moment of my life.
Terrible people. Terrible people. Just terrible.
We are. We're not exactly the best example of a lot of things.
Love and light, y'all.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gents, it is 11 o'clock. We're not going to go back through the announcements or nothing like that.
No.
But if you are going to be up in Lexington, we look forward to seeing you guys. We look forward to seeing you, Denise. And Brock's going to be there. I think you had mentioned that you are getting a hotel room. But looking forward to seeing you guys too. But we love you. We appreciate you. And if y'all need anything, holler, okay?
Seriously.
No joke. That needs to be in a blooper take.
What?
Me getting the leg drop thrown on me, or
right?
We're terrible people. I need context.
Right? Which one here?
You're very welcome.
For those who are new, we do this every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Come back by. And for those who have popped in, make sure that your follow settings are adjusted. We haven't done this in a minute. Gonna do it. Reason being, algorithm is kind of a bastard. So if you don't have your follow settings adjusted, even if you do like the page or follow us,
it's rare you might catch it.
Yep.
We're terrible people, love and light.
Oh, no, that's not blooper. That's legit. I don't.
We went through our entire thing of the fluffy bunny syndrome that people were trying to throw at us, and by the end of it, we were so batshit because we kept denying parts of ourselves in order to satisfy that particular mindset. That when we came out the other side, we make fun of it.
I mean, there's one thing about, okay, if you truly live by that, now notice how I'm putting that. If you truly live by that, you're not going to say it.
Yep.
That's Psychology 101. Usually when you have to say things over and over and over and over and over, it's so that you can convince yourself, not anybody else.
Yep, that's with anything.
Yep. So that's the reason why we're like, nope, not for us. If we can't prove it by the way that we talk and act around other people, then, oh well.
Screw the funny. Shannon Nolan says, screw the fluffy bunny crap.
Toxic positivity is a thing.
Yep. And then you're starting to see the majority of who when we were cutting our teeth and doing these events and stuff like that, a lot of those people aren't around.
No.
Now, they might be still, some of them have their private practices and stuff like that they do.
But as far as the events that they used to travel, nope.
I don't see the same people. I haven't seen the same people in a very long time. But the only OGs from the first events that we were there are us, Rachel, Bev, and Carrie.
And Joni. Yeah.
Those, Missy.
Missy came in at the very...
But she's still an OG because she was at Porter Place.
At Porter, yeah.
So those...
And Ken.
Yeah, Ken was there too. So they only got about 6 or 7 people from those events that I see, and most of them are not love and light.
Nope. We're Gray Path at best.
Joni could probably be more on the lighter side. Bev could be a little bit more on the lighter side. Yeah, I can see that. Ken's Ken. Ken, he does Ken.
that. That in particular. Oh man. Oh my goodness.
You would love to. Jane Young says, "Would love to have one. Would love to have one. What?
Yes.
I need context.
Also, yes.
A fluffy bunny? Yeah, I would love to pet a fluffy bunny.
Lord, don't tell Ethan. The boy gets stupid over rabbits.
Squee.
I mean, like schoolgirl squee. Loves rabbits. It's the cutest thing ever, and it's scary as hell at the same time. Because you actually see the boy emote.
Oh, it's so cute. The fuck, man?
You okay?
It's like that little girl from fucking Despicable Me. It's so fluffy, I want to die.
Actually, I think he's
Said that.
He said that about Carissa's rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can die happy now.
Those exact words. Oh my goodness.
Gosh almighty. Gosh. Oh. But anyway. Y'all be good. We love you.